First of all, ignore the hair. Isolation is a bitch, and me and Sue are running out of things to do, so I let her do my hair, and she decided to have a bit of fun with it. But this has came up, and I'm just absolutely fucking blown away by this. This is probably one of the dumbest fucking things that I've ever seen coming out of the SNP, which is saying something. And this is the new hate crime bill that is being proposed, and it's primarily being led by SNP, more accurately, Hamza Yousaf. I believe he is the Justice Minister or Secretary or something like that. And basically he's a man that definitely does not deserve that job because he's no fucking idea what he's doing. And this is the funniest part about this, is saying part of criminal law equality. Now, that part's especially funny because when we start going through this, you'll see that this legislation is not about equality in any way. Right, working group to consider the standalone offence on misogynistic harassment. Standalone. So, not misandry or anything like that, not even included in other hate crime legislation. A standalone offence. Standalone, it gets its own special one. New legislation to give greater protection for victims of hate crime has been introduced to Parliament. The hate crime bill seeks to modernise, consolidate and extend existing hate crime law, ensuring it is fit for the 21st century. Alongside the legislation being introduced, a working group will take forward work on a standalone offence of misogynistic harassment. Not misandry though. Not misandry. And from what I heard, is that they were going to include it. Basically, you know, if you can't be misogynistic against women, then women weren't allowed to do the same back to men. But that got removed. That got removed. Basically, feminist groups were campaigning to have that specifically removed because then it would make most of what they do illegal. That's why they wanted it removed. Basically, they want the ability to say horrible shit about men, but when men want to say horrible shit back, you know, that should be a crime. The draft legislation updates the lists of characteristics protected under hate crime legislation are fantastic, because if there's one thing that we were running short on, it's protected characteristics. And proposes the addition of age to this list, where there is a statutory aggravation for offences motivated by prejudice. That's brilliant. So if you call someone an old fuck, there you go. That's a crime. Fucking hell. Can people use this for nightclubs? Sorry mate, I'm only 16. Oh, you can't get in. Pfft, arrest this man. That's how fucking stupid these fucking laws are. If passed by Parliament, the bill would also provide... Now, this is a fucking interesting part. This is just an absolute utter fucking authoritarianism, Room 101 shit. Like, assuming the intent behind a person's words. Like, this is the same shit that happened to me. This bit is so terrible. If passed by Parliament, the bill would also provide for new stirring up of hatred offences that would apply to all characteristics listed in the bill: age, disability, race, religion, blah blah blah. You know, never mind actual true equality where everything is protected under the law. Only certain things are protected under these equality laws. I mean, in my understanding, equality means everyone's equal, but not in this case. These people get special privilege. They get their own little special law to protect them, and but apparently this is an equality law. The fact that this law, you know, it's a paradox. I don't need to explain it further. You know, the fact that this law fucking exists means that we do not have equality. Certain people, based on their characteristics, have more protections than the average person. This law literally encourages inequality. But yeah, currently these offences only apply to stirring up racial hatred. Justice Secretary Hamza Yousaf said, "This new hate crime bill is an important milestone towards authoritarianism by creating robust laws." Oh, the SNP fucking love their laws for the justice system. Parliament will send a strong message to victims, perpetrators, communities and to wider society that offences motivated by prejudice will be treated seriously and will not be tolerated. Now, he says prejudice there. He doesn't mean all prejudice in all its forms. He means prejudice for the things that he cares about. So basically, you can be, see if it's something that Hamza Yousaf doesn't fucking care about, or you can be prejudiced for as long as you fucking want. You can say whatever the hell you fucking want. You know, do it until the cows come home. But if it's something that Hamza Yousaf actually cares about, then no. You're not allowed to be prejudiced towards it. because equality where only certain things are protected under the law and everybody else has to go fuck themselves. Stirring up of hatred. Now, this is the part now. It doesn't even say violence. It says stirring up of hatred. No violence, there's no incitement to violence or anything like that there now. Stirring up of hatred. This is the part I want to touch on, because Jesus Christ, what the fuck was this man thinking? In fact, I think he knows fine well what he's doing. Can contribute to a social atmosphere in which discrimination is accepted as normal. Right? Our legislation, if passed, would offer greater protection for those who experience this kind of behaviour. Oh, fantastic. I actually experience an awful lot of discrimination all the time, Hamza. I can't wait until this legislation comes out and protects me. Fantastic. I'm absolutely sure that people like me are going to be included in it. Even though I've heard some of the shit that you've fucking said about me at parties. It's like, there's spies fucking everywhere, Hamza. I've heard the fucking shit you've said about me. We all have a responsibility to challenge prejudice in order to ensure Scotland is the inclusive and respectful society we want it to be. Scotland, respectful. Fucking quit your job. Quit your fucking job, mate. While Lord Bracadale, in his review of hate crime legislation, recommended that gender should be added to the hate crime law, leading women's organisations were strongly opposed to this approach. Now, this is the thing, is like, Lord Bracadale shouldn't be recommending that anything extra get added to this fucking law, because if there's one thing that we don't fucking need here in Scotland, it's more laws against wrongthink. Right? This isn't even, like, see this law? This is another speech law. It's not even you inciting violence, it's you simply stating an opinion, and just because that opinion is unsavoury and might be directed against any of these other groups that the government has deemed these people are protected. They now have more protections than other people in the country. Equality. Yeah, equality. Where some people actually have more protection under the law than others. Yeah, that's equality, Hamza. But Lord Bracadale should shut his fucking mouth and not be asking for other stuff to get added to this fucking bullshit legislation. We shouldn't be having this legislation at all, but leading women's organisations were strongly opposed to this approach, like I said earlier, because if gender gets added, then they're not allowed to say bad shit about men. That's them done. Right, so that's why they're like, no, not that, but what they've done instead is they've recommended that it's just misogyny, equality. They proposed a standalone offence on misogynistic harassment be developed. So basically, they're allowed to say whatever the fuck they want about men, but if you say anything about women, you get arrested. So basically, why is this law in the equality section? That is not equality. You are offering one group of people privilege over another. They are able to do something that other people cannot, and you have enforced this by law. This law literally breeds inequality, right? And especially that stirring up hatred offence part. We'll read that in a wee minute. Don't worry, we'll get to that in a wee second. They proposed a standalone offence on misogynistic harassment be developed, which the Scottish Government is committed to in principle. A working group will be established to take this forward and consider how the criminal justice system deals with misogyny, including whether there are gaps in the law that could be filled with a specific offence on misogynistic harassment. We don't need that law. We don't need it. The group will also consider whether a statutory aggravation and or stirring up of hatred offences in relation to the characteristic of sex should be included within hate crime law. The bill includes a power to allow the characteristics of sex be added by regulations at a future date to the list of characteristics which the new hate crime legislation will apply. Now, again, that's not the full explanation, but that stirring up of hatred part is something that I definitely want to go into. Mr. Youssef continued, I am also clear that we must do more to tackle misogyny, and the Scottish Government is committed in principle to developing a standalone offence which would criminalise serious misogynistic harassment. Define serious. Define misogynistic. Define harassment. Big fucking grey areas there, but they do that on fucking purpose. It basically means when, a left-wing feminist tells you that you can go and fucking kill yourself and she's going to key your car, grey area, they can go, is that grossly offensive? We, the police, say no. Or you can post an edgy meme and the police can go, we deem that grossly offensive, because there's that nice grey area. Nice grey area in there. It's all on purpose. We are establishing a working group to take this forward, and further details of this will be announced in due course. Background. A statutory aggravation in the hate crime context is where the offender demonstrated or was motivated by malice and ill will based on a listed characteristic or characteristics. If the right, now this is the thing is where the offender demonstrated or was motivated by. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know that was the motivation for the person's actions? Usually, in some instances where some unsavoury shit was said, there was something that happened first and an argument ensued. Then one person got angry and might have shouted a racial slur. Now, the instigation for the entire event could have been something else. Something else could have, demonstrated or motivated that entire event. The end result was the comment, however, the racist comment, however, because that racist comment was uttered, the actual true reason for the interaction is completely thrown out of the window and people just go, oh, there it is, it's racist. Entire thing. You did this entire thing because you are racist. That's... They're really clever with their laws. They're really clever the way that they do it. It's basically like there's some sort of fucking mobile phone contract where no matter what you do, you're fucking locked into it. They're sneaky bastards, man. If the offender is found guilty... when the offender is found guilty, the court must take the aggravation into account when determining the sentence. Stirring up of hatred is behaviour that encourages others to hate a particular group. Now, that's the thing is, stirring up of hatred, right? Now, no incitement to violence, no telling people to commit any criminal activity. If you just say, I don't like that group, I don't like this group, you should also not like this group too. That's an opinion. That is a thought. That, there's nothing, as far as I'm aware, illegal at all about that. If you tell someone not to like someone or not like a particular group, apparently that is going to be a crime. There's not even incitement to violence in that anymore. If you just say, I hate X group, and basically they don't mean any and all groups, they mean the particular groups that they care about, offering them privilege, then basically you can be arrested for it. The other groups that they don't care about, then whatever, you can insult them, do whatever the fuck you want, threaten them, harass them, whatever, the SNP does not care. But their little special privileged groups, I mean, that's the thing is, if this law does get, well, you already can say it doesn't even need this law. See the protected classes that the SNP deems, these are the people that have privilege in the country. They have, white privilege in Scotland is a fucking myth. White privilege in Scotland is a fucking myth. See if you are gay or any other sexual, basically, if you're not a straight white male, you have a higher chance of getting hired in a company because they've got their little fucking diversity quotas to fucking meet, right? If you're a straight white male and you suffer some kind of, racist or bigoted harassment, the police probably will not give a shit. Probably will not give a shit. However, if you are not a straight white male and you get shit, right, and you get any kind of bigoted shit, oh fuck, the police will have the fucking helicopters and the SWAT team out to fucking grab that guy. Right? Oh, Jesus Christ, Hamza, quit your job. Quit your fucking job. Equality. This is all about equality. This is anything but equality. The idea of equality is that laws are equal and everyone is equal under the law. We literally have laws that protect specific set groups over others. The point of a law is that everyone equally is covered under the same law. Right? Basically, what you're trying to say is, that basically giving someone bigoted hate is illegal and is a crime. Right? Basically, an action itself can be defined as a crime. Assault is a crime. Murder is a crime. Rape is a crime. This is a set thing. Now, do any of these other specific sets of crimes have a... Rape is completely illegal. Murder is completely illegal. Unless the person was X, right? No law has that. An act itself, if the law defines it, is illegal. You can't turn around and say, this act, when done to this person, is illegal, but when this act is done to this person, it is not illegal, right? You know nothing about equality. You are not creating equality. In fact, you are sowing inequality by making these laws that only protect specific groups of people and tell everybody else to go fuck themselves. Quit your fucking job, Hamza. Quit your fucking job. You have no idea what the fuck you are doing. The ongoing focus on the Scottish Government is responding to the coronavirus outbreak. Oh, cool. Coronavirus happened. Women most affected. Make misogyny illegal. What the fuck does that have to do with fucking this misogyny law? Oh man, the global worldwide pandemic. economy's shut down, millions of people are losing their jobs, people are literally fucking dying, losing family, friends, relatives, losing their houses, can't pay their rent, getting their electricity and everything, can't do any of that stuff. But because of this outbreak, we, the SNP, are going to give you exactly what you are looking for during this great crisis. More laws controlling your speech. Get them out. Get them fucking out. Right, if you want to see just how bad the SNP are, watch Andrew Neil's interview with Nicola Sturgeon. He fucking annihilated her, and it has been so long. The amount of people in Scotland that sing her fucking praises, right? She is a fucking idiot. She has no idea what she's doing. She surrounded herself with a bunch of fucking idiots that have, Scottish independence, yeah. Independence where we're going to rejoin the EU, therefore not being independent. The point is that our powers are supposed to be centralised and actual true independent Scotland. We decide our country, our rules, we decide our own way. But instead you're just saying, we're Scottish independence, but we're going to join the EU. So in other cases, you're fine wearing the collar, Nicola. You just want to change who's holding the leash. Right? Fucking get out. Just get out. Get in the fucking sea. None of you have any idea what the fuck you're doing. We are stupid fucking... we want to create equality by passing laws that literally enforce inequality. Right? When you pass a law, it either protects everyone or no one at all. Right? If you don't do that, then it's not equality, right? Everyone is supposed to be equal under the law. As soon as you start passing laws that protect only specific groups and only actions towards specific groups, basically, if you want to be a fucking absolute arsehole to men and disparage men and say horrible things about men, you go nuts, you go ahead, or you want to do the same thing to women, oh no, okay, women are privileged now. Women are privileged. Your little special group of protected people, they're all privileged, which means none of you have a fucking leg to stand on when it comes to that fucking argument, right? We don't have any specific special laws that protect us. These other groups do, which means they have privilege. We don't get pushed to the front line for fucking jobs and houses and all that shit. We don't have that privilege, but these people do. These people do, right? If you want everybody to be protected equally under the law, then don't have any of this stuff. Don't have any of it stuff, right? Either all of it's okay, or none of it's okay. Just SNP, man, get out. You've no idea what the fuck you're doing.